right, nice job. Good set. Let's do some social kick.
Alrighty, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone had a good holidays. What I got to my right.
How's it going, everyone? I'm John.
I'm Luke.
Ryan?
And you know me, Justin. We did have a very quick question. Why do they call it a psych sheet?
I don't know. I don't think any of us know.
Viewers, tell us why
So-
it's called a psych sheet.
Other name is heat sheets.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But what's it called when you have the psych sheet for finals? Psych sheet.
Well,
A psych sheets for finals and for heats, right?
there's results, which are
And
sort
then
of
line of
like a
card.
psych sheet for finals.
Right.
And then you have a heat sheet.
A heat sheet for finals.
Yeah.
So before the meet starts,
The
it's
psych
psych
sheet.
sheet.
When
And
it's
then-
not ordered.
When it's not ordered.
Or it's just, there's no heats
There's
or
no heats,
no
it's just
assigned
ordered.
positions.
I have
right?
no
It's
idea
just
why
a
they
psych
call it
sheet.
a psych sheet.
Someone out there tell us, please. We would love to know. Anyway,
You
gentlemen.
will be our first commentator in history.
No, we got comments.
Yeah, we
on
did.
there.
Give ourselves some
We
credit
got
here.
a couple
Yeah,
YouTube
figure it out.
comments and one on Facebook.
For the
so
millions of viewers
Thank you.
around
Keep the comments going.
the countertop. Okay.
Anyway, gentlemen. All right, Brian, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a new beer. It's the Taco Truck Lager from Dust Bowl Brewing that I got at Trader Joe's. It's a whopping 4.7%. It's not bad. I've had one sip, but good packaging.
There you go.
If you had told me, Luke, do you want a beer that's called Taco Truck from Dust Bowl, I would have said no. And you're right. I'm surprisingly very happy for how it tastes. I'm having the same thing.
Wow,
It's
you're a
not bad at
Caribbean
all.
guy. You like light lagers?
No, it's good. It's
You
good.
do.
It's good beer.
All right.
But it needs to be beastly cool.
All right, I'm drinking a Belching Beaver Brewery peanut butter milk stout.
You
How's
can't
that
call
going?
that beer.
Yeah,
That's dessert.
it is dessert, and I'm not that impressed with it. Sorry, Belching Beavers, 5.3%
Scotch
alcohol.
drink, good.
Do you
volume.
typically like stouts?
I do, but I like a lot more nitro stouts for the most
Oh.
part. I don't like a
Yeah,
ton
yeah.
with a bunch of flavor. I had a berry stout recently and things like that.
Do too
So
much.
I think I like kind of the chocolate ones or like the nitros like a Guinness or things like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Do you like Guinness?
Where's that brewery? Belching Beaver.
let's see if I can find it quickly. Justin, why don't you say what you're drinking?
What do
while I
you
look
wish
this
you were
up?
drinking?
Well, today I wish I had a Corona, but I
There's
was
a Corona in the fridge.
But I was
That's
drinking
solid.
out of my core water bottle. I just finished that. Go grab one on
I'm looking forward to
www.traincore.com.
us getting sponsored by Core. We're plugging in every episode.
We'll see if
I
we
think I
can
know.
do it.
I have some connections.
I think the core water bottles are fifth permanent member.
Get
It's a
some
school.
eyes on that bad boy, some googly eyes. So this was the
available
Right.
online at
there you go. So back to where the Belching Beaver is. It's in Oceanside, California.
where's
Okay.
Oceanside?
I don't know.
San Diego. Yes.
Yeah,
Isn't that where Michael Andrew lived?
He lives in
I would not
Encinitas.
know.
Oh.
there we are.
Don't ask me.
Oceanside's a
All right,
popular
so-
Iron Man.
Fellows, it's invite season for college. U.S. Open is on the way. What are we most excited about going
Do
to the
we
US
care
Open?
about the U.S. Open as much as we used to in the past? U.S. Open used to be a big meet because it was one of the, it was a big end of the year shave meet.
Yeah.
But now we have so many meets. Has it been diluted? Has U.S. Open lost its thing?
Is it going to go by the way of the Goodwill games?
Oh, God.
What? So did you guys ever swim at a U.S. Open?
Yeah.
Nope. Not good enough.
What do you remember
Canadian
where it was,
Open.
John? So John, you said where did
Yeah, I
you swim
swam
in?
in one in where was it? Long Island, Buffalo, Long Island, I think it was in 2002.
And a young guy came in,
2003,
seated
maybe?
really, really high.
Short course.
And-
No, it must have
and
been
outside
2004. It was short course or 2000 short course
You told the
meters.
story.
Wait, was that the same
2000
pool as the
short course
04 NCAAs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where was that at?
Was that
was
pool dark? It looked really dark.
I don't remember. In all honesty, I was so out of my element at that meet.
And how old were you?
14, 15.
All right.
Yeah. And then I went
In
to
04?
one other. No, it must have
Wow.
been 2000.
Yeah, okay.
2000, I
I'm
believe.
retired.
Okay.
And then I swam in one other one. I forget. One or two other ones. I forget where they were though.
I swam in one in 02? No, maybe it was 04, a little bit later. I swam in one that was in Auburn. Let me see. Oh, I'll go pull it up right here. So in 05, it was in
Oh, yeah.
Auburn. There's one in 2000 and then one in 05 that was in Auburn. The thing that I remembered about it was Peter Van den Hoogenben swimming
Mhm.
at that at that U.S. Open. Yeah, December. That's the one. 2005. I didn't realize it was that late.
Why did you swim in it? Was it a shave meet for you? And did you think either of you was a big meet for your point in your season? 2005, so it was after Olympics. And 2000, you were a young age grouper. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was big for me. It was my
Yeah.
first probably big, whatever national scene meet. So yeah, that was a big meet for me. I it was just what I used as my December taper meet that year since I was still in high school.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. But I was never big on the December shave meets. Not until I started swimming pro. And then there was short course nationals one year where they picked the short course worlds team at a December. Yeah.
I found
short course nationals. Yeah.
It was a good judge to know where you were and told me how much more work I had to put in. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I just put 3 months in, I was in good shape, and let me know, okay, if I want to swim fast in March, how much more I had to do, kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's what I felt like.
back to your question, I don't think it will go by the wayside. Especially, I think the U.S. every now and again uses it as a selection meet.
It does, yeah.
I think a lot of the pro swimmers are still going to use it as a taper meet for long course, even if the ISL continues to keep up. Like we said, it doesn't seem like there's been as many long course meets this winter so far, and this will be a good one where the Americans, where there's a lot of great swimmers, will be, I would imagine, rested here to go.
Is this the
to go
last
some
time
fast
they're going to
times.
rest until trials?
I would imagine so.
It's exciting.
Unless the college kids, but even some of them, we'll see what they end up doing, depending on if they think they've got chances of making the team.
Some people might just use this to get their trial cuts. You got to remember that. Some of the colleges that go there, you got to remember that. I think one of the AMN, the meet at Texas A&M, it was like long course in the morning, short course at night. So they're using that format, I think, just to get the long course out of the way. So some of the kids can attempt to get their trials cuts because I think you have to get within a certain time point. I'm not sure with all.
Do
the
we
rules
have
or
any
something.
international swimmers coming that of note? Because a lot of the Europeans are going to the Europeans.
Yeah,
The same
I'm
weekend.
not sure.
One of the Aussies have a big meet going on. The Aussies are going
You want? Okay, so I'm gonna share
go
what
back in time.
I'm sure what happened to me at the 2005 U.S. Open.
Wayback machine.
No way.
I'm gonna own this, even though I really would
sound
not
like
like
Luke
this to be
the host.
public.
Man, it sounds like it was as good as my U.S. Open.
I beat
Appearance.
6 people who were not either didn't start or disqualified in the 100 freestyle. I'm on the second page of the results with a 54.32
How old
in
were
my
you?
100 meter freestyle at
What
age
happened?
20.
Age 20 went 54.
Yeah.
Long course.
And then
What happened?
first out of prelims was Hugenband at 49.3,
Oh,
Brunelli 49.7.
Class. See, it was a big meet
Dear
back then.
Lord.
You had
Uh,
Olympic gold medalists.
Yeah.
Nathan Adrian at 51.5 at age 17.
So he's still at Tacoma Swim Club at that
Yeah.
time.
So then fast forward to the A final. Brunelli wins it in 48.98. Hugenband second, Darian Townsend third, all 49s. Some people you don't know, Cullen
Joe
Jones,
Green shoes.
Adrian, and Orion Lochte.
Wow.
Eighth at U.S. Open in 51.1.
Jeez.
Do you think at this U.S. Open, 8th place is going to be faster than 51.1?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Definitely.
only
It's going to be a
14
49
years
zero.
later.
I think it's going to be a lot faster.
49
It's going to be a
0.
lot faster.
Let's pull up the psych sheet.
Menhunter Free
Yeah.
is pretty crowded, assuming they all go, right? I mean, we were
Why
talking
did
about it in our summer meet recap with all the guys going 47s, 48s. So, yeah, I think it should be a lot quicker depending on who all's there and kind of what state they're in. I don't think everyone's going to rest for this meet, but I think a lot will.
Why did you go 54?
You know, I was never fast in season, to be honest.
Okay, so you didn't rest for this one. You
No,
you
Yeah, he said
trained.
that. He's not
But-
rested there.
That's the,
I don't know. It doesn't shock me to have a horrible
Was your best
in-season
at
result.
time at a
but-
time? Sorry, 50 point.
Yeah.
At that
50
time?
point. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me to go 51 in season would be crazy.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the US Open, it's a weird I still think it's weird that it sits sort of in a weird spot. I mean,
Yeah.
because we have nationals. Frankly, I don't know what it means. Call it US Open, just call it nationals. I don't know. I don't know what the history is. I mean, it's a
nice ring to it.
it's confusing. It sounds like other sports have
Right.
a U.S. Open, and I don't know what the heritage of that is.
Let me ask this actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, but say like someone rests for this meet, right, and they go into trials, and then they don't swim as well at trials, but say their time is faster and makes that top 6 time for the national team, they decide to continue swimming after this Olympic quadrennium, would that qualify them for the national team at all for the next year?
Wait,
Does that make sense?
Your question is, does the U.S. Open qualify you for the national team?
Or say like someone rests for this, like, you know, the consolation prize, say they don't make the Olympic team or they don't swim as fast at trials, could they make the national team for the next year? No,
Yeah, well, I think
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I think the usually the selection criteria lasts at a number of qualifying meets that exist between basically it's the start of the season and the next season. So they define the kind of bookends.
They take the top 6 times.
And I would imagine this is one of those meets.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. So that's why that just came to mind. Sorry, like a little random. Like, you know, like why would you rest? It's like, well, the consolation prize if you don't make the Olympic team or maybe you don't swim as fast, you know, and you decide to continue to swim through, maybe you make the national team.
Right, so there will probably be people here that make the national team from outside. I mean, so you could,
especially in the non-100 free events or events where there's not 6 people taken to the Olympics, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think it's so the U.S. Open being once every. How is it? Once every 4 years?
Is that what it is? Carlene's not in here. We might have to bring in a special guest for some clarification.
The U.S. Open's once every 4 years?
But you get...
She's nodding her head.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so you get it.
Yeah, maybe that's why I feel like I haven't been... They've barely been to U.S. Opens.
I mean, it's kind of like...
It's barely around.
You got pen packs every so often. I don't know. But...
you had all the...
But having people, you know, it's one of those meets where you get a mix of fast swimming and just people showing up. I mean, not too dissimilar from a Grand Prix, but there will be people that approach it as their meet of the fall season.
We have the Canadian Open in Canada, and we had it at least once a year, and it was in Montreal Olympic Stadium. And what was nice about it is that we did have like Club Wolverine come. Mike would bring his swimmers up across, and they had fast swimmers swimming in that meet. And
Mike brought Michigan swimmers when you were there?
Club Wolverine. No, not when I was there.
Okay.
I was like, wait, what?
Where was Mike coaching in 1994?
You're the historian.
Auburn?
Mike was at Auburn, assistant to Richard.
In 94?
94.
Mars started coaching in 92?
Okay, so Mike was there in 94.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so I'm saying the Canadian Open, the name, it seemed to attract people to go there. Like they didn't go to the Canadian meets, other meets besides the Canadian Open. People go to the U.S. Open. Peter Van Hoogerman went to the U.S. Open. He's a world record holder at the time. People go because it's the name to it. And it happens every what? You have it there, right? Every year. Yeah, it's every year.
Well, in the old days, it was every year. 97, 98, 2000.
They just call it Summer Nationals or U.S. Nationals.
So recently the show's 2012, 13.
Summertime.
And then a break until 2016, 2017. And now we're back in 2019 with the
always
US
in
Open.
the summer. No, not always.
August.
When I went, it was definitely in December.
Yeah. So I went when it was in December. John did too. It was in West Lafayette in 2006.
Mm-hmm. Boiler up.
Where John went to school.
Lights off.
Yeah. So anyway,
I think we can move on here. Why don't we get into what we're all excited about, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just pulled up the psych sheet real quick, and just going back to that 51 for 8th place. I mean,
what do you think is going to get 8th place?
I mean, right now, 48-48 is seeded 8th. We don't know who's going to swim at the end of the day.
49 is going to come in.
I think it's going to be 49 high, 49 high.
49 high.
Is anybody going 47?
Caleb might potentially go 48 low, maybe a 47 high.
John, how do you feel about short course translating? So there's been a lot of short course racing this fall.
Sure.
Both with World Cup and ISL. Mm-hmm. What do you think about short course racing and or training translating to long course or vice versa?
I think it's pretty person dependent on how well they transfer, but I definitely think gets your speed going, doing more short course training. So I think for the sprint events, it should be good. And assuming these people are still, training long course, at least part of the time, I think it shouldn't be an issue. They should be able to still swim well.
Do you think there's an added benefit to short course meters training and racing and prep for long course than yards? Is that anything significant or meaningful?
I don't know. I'd say maybe it just gives you a different channel and different, outlet. So maybe you're not expecting as many times or things like that. So I think it could be a benefit for people just to have something different to race, but I don't think it's too big of a change.
Not from a physical fitness standpoint.
I don't think so.
You mentioned something about training and racing. I think there's a big distinction between the two. I think we need to be able to have train long course to perform long course, but also race long course to perform long course.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have that many long course meets once every 6 weeks in the States, maybe. The long course meet. Often these Grand Prix. Is that enough?
Depending on the time of year, in the summertime they're a little bit more frequent, but in the fall it's a little bit less.
But
probably every 6 weeks.
But like in college, you swim a drill meet every week in the peak season, and that's all yards, and that's why they're so amazing because they are racing non-stop in the yard pool. Imagine if we had a long course pool race every single weekend or every other weekend. What do you think that would improve our long course racing?
I think I'd be going 54s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No,
it's interesting we don't race that often in long course. That's yards.
It's interesting. You're seeing a lot more long course racing, I think, throughout the season than maybe historically. I don't know. Especially as a club swimmer, I'm curious about, Justin working in the club environment. I mean, and more recently coming from it, like how often is training switching between courses? Because I can recall that it was pretty exclusive when I was an age grouper and a high school swimmer. We were in yard season, and then long course started, and we're in long course season. Now I feel like that's changed pretty dramatically in the last 15, 20 years.
It honestly depends. Living in California, the pool availability is like heaven on earth. Yeah. So for me, I didn't realize how lucky I was until I got to college. It was like, we get to swim short course in the night, but morning time we get to go to Stanford and swim long course 4 times a week, actually, because we have 3 mornings and then on Saturday. I didn't realize how valuable that was until I took a gap year. I'm like, because having access to both year round is like, you got to work on, your distance per stroke and long course, short course, you got to work the speed, the turns and the walls. But so by the time you get a long course season, you're not as far out from getting into shape because you got to remember California long course season starts a little bit later. When I swam for King, it was a little bit different. So that's where the pool schedule is very different, where they're renting out different pools in different areas, not just KCAC. So you're in short course for most of the short course season. They're not going to move because KCAC, I think, is like the only long course pool, from miles away, basically, besides this other one in the middle of nowhere outside of Tacoma, basically.
Yeah.
But it really all depends. If you have access to a long course pool, I know one of the other groups that I worked with at Dryland, maybe Saturday, they're really lucky. They'll just convert it to long course, but for the most part, they're going to keep a short course just for pool space.
But still, even once a week, I mean, that was what you're describing where, pretty much in the winter, you only did yards. And even the summer, we had a hard time finding long course pool. But definitely never in the yard season we did long course. Didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even think about it. I remember, so I made my first senior national cut yards in the 200 free.
The good old days.
Oh, yeah, but then my first nationals, the spring nationals in April in Indy, and it was long course.
You're like, oh, hello.
And I just come off of a taper, and then I, extended the taper off of a short course racing season to long course. Yeah. And I remember Dave Durden going, well, you can see what the 200-yard mark was after I swam. It was bad.
Yep. There's only one long course pool in Trinidad growing up, and that was assigned to one club, which you guys swam at. And so when we trained, the only time we got to take part in a long course meet was at that club meet. And if you made a national team, only those in the national team got to train at that pool for 1 session a week before we went to the long course. So we always went to Caribbean Championships swimming long course with very little, 4 sessions of long course work out under our belt. Or definitely no racing.
Right.
And that messed with me.
The pool access is a major thing.
You're lucky with that.
Yeah, and to backtrack, I didn't realize, when I started swimming for King, it's I believe from maybe late August till February, they're all short course basically. And there's teams coming in to that one facility because that's where all the championship meets are held. So they want some pool space in there. So people are trying to rent out pool space consistently. And then long course time, and this is what was crazy. I was like, oh, so it's just King and then this other team called Bass that rented out the pool regularly. but there's only like 9 lanes, and you got to open it up because you got to remember this facility is also a public pool, so they got to open up more lanes for the public, the public or just regular lap swimmer to come in.
Totally.
Right. But then there's other teams coming from like Seattle area, which is like 45 minutes to an hour away, like maybe 3 or 4 teams, maybe getting to 1 or 2 lanes at best. Or like other teams south of Tacoma, basically. So, I didn't realize how lucky I was.
I'm going to bring it back to what you said, though, and I'm going to ask you guys a question so we can wrap up this segment about what you're looking forward to the US Open. So I'm going to pose one question and see what you all think. So when Ryan Lochte used to swim in his peak and he was just destroying meets and winning medals like crazy, in season he was notoriously making C finals, B finals, right? Because he was just so doggone tired. He was exhausted and he was exhausted. But we like, there's Ryan, but the guy's working his butt off from every single race. You knew he was going to rest and do really well.
He's also racing at a speed.
Yeah,
everything at speed.
I remember that.
So, but however, he hasn't performed at a high level for a long time, and he is in a really good shape accordingly. We saw him at Summer Nationals win it and do well, out of shape relatively. Do you think Ryan is going to shave, rest, and throw the gauntlet down to say, look, I'm back, and psych us out and get us ready so that when trials comes, we all know Ryan's there and to look out for him? Or do you think Ryan's just going to train for it and just like do a solid swim and not really put the gauntlet down? Let's think he's going to like a 156 and 200 IM, or is he going to go 158, 200 IM? Like, is he going to be like, put the world on notice he's back? Or is he going to be a typical Ryan? Is Greg going to say, nope, we're just training for it and he's going to race this like how we do it? What do you think?
That's a good question. I think at best he's going to lightly rest because I don't think he needs to show who he is at this meet.
He's going to show himself that? He might want to show himself, give him some confidence in himself.
True. Yeah.
But maybe,
But I think, sometimes the best training in the world, when you're training at your best, you don't
there
need.
We go. Good point.
And I think, I felt that way at times. I think all of us have felt that. It's like, I don't need to rest for this. Like, I can still swim fast. And especially Ryan Lochte, former best swimmer in the world, supposedly, or to some. I think he's so good, he knows he can just get away with it. Yeah, that's just my opinion.
Good point you made. John.
I think he's going to rest a little. I think
a little?
Or I think he's going to go more towards a 156 than a 158. I think he's going to want to show something, and I'm excited to see it. I hope he does show something, whether it's here or at the Olympics. But I know we've talked about it before. I think we need him on the 800 free relay. So I hope he's got some left in his tank.
I think he's coming in tired.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's still going to suit up. It's not the Lochte of old racing in a brief, but
sure.
Yeah. I mean,
those days.
I think he picked up the confidence last year, last summer, swimming fat.
Yeah, and winning nationals.
And now he's lost a bunch of weight, and he's talking about how while training's going. I think a guy like Lochte doesn't have a confidence problem, and doesn't need a December meet to validate it or bring it up. The difference is I do think I'll suit up for it. But I mean, no, I don't. So maybe like a few days,
sure,
sort of thing. And I'm not saying that he might not still go fast, but I'm just saying I don't think that it's going to be a meet that they prepare for and expect to really pop one.
Can you imagine if he goes a 156 and under those conditions you just described? That's impressive. That'd be very impressive. So, because the one American's gone 156 since Chase did it in Worlds.
Yep.
All right, you want to go on to 23 minutes in?
Yeah, last few minutes. Okay, so we got a set today.
We're gonna do the Olympic game.
The Olympic game. We're gonna stay with the 2012 Olympics. Just kind of keep it recent still, and then soon we'll start delving into the older Olympics, more like your age, Luke.
So like the 1920s.
Yes, perfect. So we got 200s on 3 minutes. Their choice though. So we're gonna go with the 200 breaststroke. Actually, we're gonna go with
going to top.
Oh, we're going on the top here. We're going to 5. Yeah, 5.
Give us a name and time and place.
All right.
200 breaststroke. Jeez.
200 breaststroke. All right. Rebecca Sony, 219.59, 200 breast. You got 3 minutes to talk about Rebecca Sony.
I was sad when she retired. I really liked watching her swim and race, and I felt like there was more time for her. But I guess she was very happy and very satisfied. I don't know what else was in her life.
When she retired, it seemed pretty young, relatively, with her being on top of the, breaststroke reign for a while.
Is it Ricky Barron's today? What's going on, Ricky? I don't know. But I did miss her swimming.
I will always remember Sony for
the die.
That die.
Well,
that
God.
Was that what year? We
So,
watched
I mean,
that
Sony was the
recently, right?
dominant breaststroker in the world
Yeah.
for several years.
Mhm.
She did it with a really, well, in my opinion, one of the things about her stroke mechanics was she had a really quick turnover. We talked about PD, and Sony swims very flat. She had a quick turnover, and so she just stayed really high on the water.
She always finished out like
quick
this
feet.
too. It was never like close together, if I remember. Like I was always,
Light on recovery.
But I do remember her for dying like that.
But I'm
Too bad
Jesus
she was so
Christ.
good.
She was so
I mean,
good.
She
there's
was
no
fun to
disrespect.
watch.
It was just
Yeah.
one of those things that, I mean, on the whole, her career was tremendous. But
And I remember this was the first year, and this is kind of me nerding out. This is like the Arena Carbons came out. She wore that cool silver Arena Carbon with like the red flame or whatever. And I was like, I am not fast enough to wear that or feel deserving of that, but I would wear that.
What did she come in 2019?
She won, right?
She won it. She won gold. It was a
yeah.
world record, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's, I mean, that
first
was
120 maybe.
Yeah, that was solid, man. I think I remember that race. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Because Amanda Baird would go to. Did Amanda Baird swim that race?
no, it was Sony, Suzuki, Yafamura, Peterson, McCabe, Lawrence, Van Bilzen, and Foster.
Okay.
So no Amanda Beard.
No,
Yeah.
That was exciting race to watch. I remember watching that race.
Mhm.
To go into 220, it was exciting. Yeah, I think she retired afterwards. Didn't she retire
2013 is at least the last listing.
How old
that-
was she when she
2013 compared.
See?
She was dating Ricky Bears for a while, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I remember.
Definitely.
13.
That
So
was 6 years ago. She was 25, 26.
so
Yeah,
she's like my age,
26.
basically.
so before Lily, Sony was the last dual event
Breaststroker.
American breaststroker
Breaststroker.
who was really elite in
Mhm.
both the 100 and 200.
Yeah,
There's
30
other
seconds.
breaststrokers who have done both 100 and 200 at a pretty good level. I mean,
Mhm.
Michael Lawrence Summerall has done it at a pretty high level. She's
Yeah.
made international
Real
teams in the
awesome.
100 and 200 breast.
Jessica
But-
Hardy, right?
But I
She
mean,
made the
Sony
100,
was
yeah.
world leading in those
Yeah,
two.
she could have won. Yeah, worlds in both.
Mhm.
Yeah, which
She
did she win worlds in the 100? 09?
09.
I think she may have
She
won
was-
both in 09.
Yeah, she was on fire, I think, in that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Well, what was the year that she died? Was it 09? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting lost in
So
dates and
100
all.
breast, she won the
Time.
gold in 09. Okay. Next person we're going to go over, Missy Franklin, 204 flat in the 200 backstroke. Won gold. It was a world record.
She has such a powerful catch. I remember looking at her catch, and it was just so strong and beautiful entry, and got so much water, didn't she?
I always felt like she was super strong upper body, like so strong upper body. Just the way, just her frame.
How
and
old was
everything.
she? Was she 16, 18?
No,
18?
she's a year younger than me, so she was 17.
She was 17. Yeah, that's
17.
impressive to be so strong and fast in a 200, a 204, you said?
Yeah, 204 flat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
world
world
record.
record.
Yeah.
Came out.
Here's the
Dallas
question.
Stars training in a yard pool.
Here's the question I have. Should she have gone pro and stayed home, gone to Cal? I know there was controversy at the time.
She did what made her
Brian,
happy.
what do you think?
Stay home. Yeah.
Luke?
I'm glad. Stay home. Yeah, stay home.
I'm on the fence still because I think she lost out on the earlier opportunity, so I feel bad for her. But she was also a pretty good college swimmer. She went 139 to
And she
200
had
free.
injuries, a shoulder
yeah,
I
injury.
mean, she was
yeah.
a great college swimmer, but
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
Well,
the
so
world best in
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
much.
How many examples do we have of world leading elite female swimmers as teens that had a long career?
Yeah.
So social.
Right.
Kate Campbell.
Kate Campbell. Yeah.
Some
Very
yeah,
rare,
but-
right?
But what did
There's
they
a few,
do?
right?
But
There's consistency
But here's
in
the
their
thing.
training program.
You forgot?
You just mentioned two international athletes. They
Yeah.
weren't part of the college swimming program. It's
Very
right
true.
system.
and remember, Missy was getting gold. She was top leading, whereas like Kate Campbell and all those girls were like not always at the top. They were like top 3,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Even back to
Still,
Mary
yeah.
T and
Yeah.
Tracy Calkins,
Mhm.
and I mean,
And times were
I
different
can't-
then, but
I don't
yeah, I
know.
mean, still.
Summer
I
Sanders.
mean, honestly, well, I was just looking up Sony results, and Amanda Beard popped up,
course.
and Amanda Beard
Yeah, age
found
14.
longevity in the career after
Yeah.
that, but she definitely
It was a
went
dip.
through the
Yep.
She went through some very tough times, man.
I mean, Ledecky is
Kudos
probably
to her.
one of the most consistent
Correct.
Right.
young phenoms to maintain.
That's a great point.
and while going to a different program.
Yeah, and has
right?
gone through a dip, but she was so elite that
Yeah.
she's maintained world-leading times.
Big time, and her
outside
dip
of
was,
this past
yeah.
But it's a lot of
186.
psychological stuff. It's a lot of pressure. Why did Rebecca start swimming at age 25? I'd love to find out what
Yeah.
happened. Maybe she was satisfied. Maybe she wasn't
Yeah.
satisfied. Maybe it was too much pressure.
Sure.
Maybe.
It's.
I don't even think Rebecca was that highly recruited out of college, if I remember correctly, because she was.
Where's your
high
swim
school.
again?
USC, yeah. But I don't think there's like a story she said. There's an
Did she train
interview.
with Yulia? Did she train with the?
She went to SC, I'm sure she
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
But anyway,
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Missy
Next set.
Franklin.
All right.
Hey, she's an entertaining commentator,
Yeah.
and she was a great
Yeah, she was
ambassador for the sport when she
Right.
was good.
She was awesome.
Great. And I think she still is. So
Yeah, we miss her.
love
Yeah.
Missy. Yeah.
wish, yeah,
Shout out to Missy.
wish it was longer. career.
So we're doing basically a broken 400. Every 100's on the minute.
Okay.
How many-
So we can go through 4 different people.
Okay.
All right, let's
All right, we'll go on the bottom here. Okay. Actually, we'll just go on
Go
the
to
15.
15.
Go on
Yeah,
the
let's do
15 here. We'll go with Camille Muffat of France.
French.
401.45. That was gold at the 2012 Olympics.
I got a bone to pick with the Australian commentators that would always call her Camille Muffet.
All right, let's deep dive this.
That's-
Continue.
But that's what he
Continue,
said.
please. You only got a minute.
But you said
Whole
Muffat.
minute's going on this.
Muffat.
Go on.
Is it Muffet or Muffat? I always thought it was Muffat.
I think it's
Yeah, Muffet. How do you
Muffat
spell it?
without a T.
No.
It's French.
Moffet. Muffet.
She won with a
You said
401,
buffet?
and now we got people going 350.
A-T?
How do you say buffet?
So it went from a
Then
four,
that's E-T.
Yeah.
It's
AT?
Muffat.
Oh, Mufa.
So
Yeah.
what's the decade
Muffat.
record right now on the 4-free? 56?
56.
So it went from a 401 to a
Pellegrini broke it
56
4 minutes in the first time.
in 4 years.
Nah, I thought Laura Manadou broke it.
Maradus. My bad.
10 seconds.
My bad.
So that's it's quite a jump.
Quite a jump. Was
Right.
that a week event? Not yet.
What'd the guys for free go from 2012?
All right, next
44.
Elizabeth Beisel went
nothing.
Exactly.
431,
Nothing. No progression.
431.
27 in the 400 IM.
She won that.
Silver.
Second. Yeah.
Who won?
To
2012.
12?
Yep, the Chinese girl.
That's right. She came back
Oh,
faster than
yeah.
Moxie.
Isha win.
She win, right?
Oh, she won both IMs
Yes.
in 12.
Yeah, she came back in the
She won the
58.
2 IM too,
Mhm.
yeah? Yeah.
Did she win 2
I thought she did. Yeah.
I think we talked about last
Anyway,
time.
Wait,
Definitely missed.
This was the one where
Liz
her
Beisel
Hold on.
deck.
Was Beisel leading that race before the freestyle leg? Because isn't this the one
Yeah, this
where
is the one
she
she got
came
split
back
before she
faster
went
than Lochte?
crazy.
Oh, yes.
She came back in the
wrecked it.
58.
Who is back in the world scene? Isha win. She's back.
Smashing
After all.
violence.
She's only 20. You know, she went
I'm
only
really glad to see
23.
her back.
Big time. She dealt with a lot of injuries from what I've heard, and was racing through them all. So nonetheless,
Mhm.
she's doing well.
But good job on Beisel being on deck, being the life of the sport, and being really good energy. And she's doing commentary right now. She's
Next.
Survivor.
Yeah.
survivor,
Yeah.
but she's great commentary. She's great for
Okay.
the sport.
Oh.
Well done.
I think we may have talked about this person. I don't recall. Park Tae-hwan, 342.06, silver in the 400 free.
Okay.
We did talk about part
Park,
2 on
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
He came back on that race.
Yeah.
But so we were just saying, well,
Small
okay, so
guy.
the women's 400 free has dropped dramatically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And just
it seemed for a long time that 4 minutes was going to take a while to get broken, and then
Just takes one person,
demolished it, right?
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and then
That's-
has Leah Smith been under? No, I don't
No,
think
she's
so.
been like
So now you have
402,
202.
401.
Who's gonna
Been
break
under?
340 in the 400 free?
Yeah, that's the
Who's gonna
thing.
break that?
That has been open for forever.
What's gonna
Mhm.
win next in the 400 free? What time? 42 again. Probably gonna win.
340 is one of the great mental
Yeah.
barriers.
It is.
and at least in
Mhm.
swimming in general, but
Yeah.
in men's swimming.
Men's for sure.
Trying to get under 340.
You think
That's
Sun Yang's going to do it, John?
Yeah, averaging 54s. I mean, it's
Yeah.
It's fast.
solid.
You think your boy can do it?
I don't.
Okay.
No?
Anyway,
I think he has it in him, but I think there's so much going on, and he's been doing it for a while.
we'll go on the bottom.
I don't,
Yeah.
see, I don't see him dropping anymore.
Yeah,
I
he wants
don't,
to
doesn't mean he
touch
can't win. I think he could still win.
He wants the
All
two.
right, last 400. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Call
I
it.
think I had the placing wrong, but Tiago Pereira in the 400 IM, he
Yeah.
went
Great.
408.06, and he got third. Yeah, he got bronze.
He was the ultimate silver bronze medalist. Actually, no, he was all came fourth. He always came fourth, and that's when he got his medal.
Right.
It was good for him to get his medal.
Because he
always
got
behind
yes,
Laszlo
right,
and everybody.
Michael, right? Because I remember in
Ryan.
16, he was like second, third in the IM.
That guy raced, man.
Oh,
he
yeah.
he put it all down, and he just get out there.
Yeah.
He would go to 100
Rio, he
fly.
went crazy.
He was on there.
Thiago. All I remember is there was so much hype around that guy swimming for Florida. And then he went there and he trained there and then he never
bounced,
actually
right?
swam
Or
for them.
What's the story there? Any idea?
I don't know. It
Yeah,
was just one of
yeah.
those that, like, I mean, we had that kind of stuff too, where we recruit somebody, they come in, you chase them for a while, somebody's kind of hot,
Mhm.
international transfer. It still happens in college swimming today.
Sure.
And then, they never showed up.
I could have transferred.
Tiago was one of those that was, highly recruited, of course, and going to train with Lochte and Dwyer, and I'm glad we did some for Florida.
And then he trained at USC for a little bit, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I remember, because he did that. He was on the Eddie Moses show.
Eddie Moses show.
Eddie.
Yeah.
All right, beeps.
All right. Anywho.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up.
So, U.S. Open. I'm excited just to watch Ryan Lochte swim.
Yeah, I'm excited about Lochte. I'm excited about the IM with Mr. Foster, the young boy Foster.
Yeah,
from
I didn't
Ohio,
mention
to see how that goes.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention the young guys. Like seeing some of the, I think they said like there's a bunch of World Junior national record or rosters or
next
whatever.
To qualify trials. These unknowns we don't know.
Right.
I'm excited for Europeans that are happening as well in Glasgow. European show course. That should be nice and fast.
Yep.
Let's see what Manadou is going to do in the 50 free.
That's on.
All right, Brian, what are you looking for?
Let's see. Let's say there's somebody who's going to pop up and either come first or second in an event at U.S. Open who's going to make the Olympic team that has never been on a national team before.
That's right.
That is going to make a name for themselves at this meet. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm
Fisher.
excited to see. Yeah, maybe it's Brandon Fisher.
All right, guys,
She's
thanks for
on the
joining
national
us.
team.
That was fun.
All right, have a good one,
Later.
guys. Thank
See
you.
ya.
Bye.